All right. You know, I made 2 videos for I almost said I can't stand losing him. I don't know if I'm going to make more police videos, so Stuart Copeland guys are just very surly. Kind of like the man himself was. I don't know if he's surly anymore, but he sure was. Anyway, I Can't Quit You Baby. No, I Can't Quit You Baby. I made 2 videos. The first one was pretty much the studio one where you do the count. Ba, 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 da. You know, where I just kind of do that count he does when he does that fill every time. The second one I did was really concentrated on the Royal Albert Hall one, although I realized I devoted the first half of it to the count again of the main fill. But then I devoted the rest of that to when Bonham would do 16ths around to a triplet, to a 6/8 or 3/4 beat, which he was famous for doing. But then apparently, you know, somebody just asked a question about you know, the Royal Albert fill. He does a fill at like 2:35 more or less. If you look at one of the videos that's on YouTube, that's really cool. And Bonham, what he used to do is he used to do paradiddles. Paradiddles were real common with him when he'd do Zeppelin stuff, at least live. In a lot of the footage or the bootlegs you hear, I'd say up until like 70, 71-ish, in my opinion. He would do, especially like the Moby Dicks from that era, you'd hear him do like, you know, paradiddles real fast around the drums, like from the rack to the floor tom. Anyway, back to the fill, Royal Albert Hall. I thought in video 2 I addressed that particular fill, but I kind of addressed the concept and then sort of went on. Now the concept is, and it's not brain surgery, but in like a 6/8 feel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, instead of putting like a, if you do a fill around in triplets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What Bonham used to often do was do 8th notes, or I'm sorry, 16th notes. It was brilliant. I mean, it's simple, but it's brilliant when you hear it. Now, Royal Albert Hall at 2:35. What I think Bonham's doing there, for a long time, what I thought he was doing, it's hard to tell what he's doing because, you know, the camera, of course, you know, if it was just like a couple inches lower, you know, if it was just down a little, or it was a different angle where you could see his bass drum, and it never is. It kind of looks like he's doing a couple things. For a long time, it looked like, to me, he was just doing a paradiddle around the drums, which he is, but I think he's adding the bass drum to it. Or it also looks like he's doing kind of like a, what guys call a quad type thing. I mean, I have nothing against quad, but I never used that term. But anyway, so essentially you do 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a, where 1E is your hands, leaning with your right or left, and then the Anna is the bass drum. Okay? So when you look at the footage, it kind of looks like he's going, you know what I mean? That type of thing. Okay? But he's not. You know, I've looked at it, and what he's doing is one of 2 things, in my opinion. Because if you check the sticking, when you watch his hands, this is so Bonham geeky. All non-Bonham geeks aboard. But if you watch his sticking, if he was going, he would, it wouldn't line up. Plus, I don't hear it that way. But it wouldn't line up with what you see in the footage. What lines up with what you see in the footage is him doing a paradiddle around the toms. You know, this frickin' phone. Paradiddle around the toms. That's my wife. Somebody said they thought it might be my mother. I assure you I don't live with my mother. This is my spouse calling. In fact, I'll prove it to you. Watch. Hello? Hey, how are you? Hi, baby. What's going on? Nothing. You ready? I'm going to be home in a minute. You come home in a minute, baby. I'll see you then. All right, what did you drop Mimi off at Rosie's? Yeah, I did. Okay. She's dropped off. Mimi, my daughter. No, I'm good. Just I'll see you when you get home. Yeah, listen, that's whatever you want to do. I'm hip to go anywhere. Because the pit is on the south side. The pit is on the south side. It's not quite an Oak Brook, you know what I'm saying? We could always do Oak Brook. If you want, we could get the patio out there. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's do the pit all day, man. Tell them that's what we're going to do. Okay? I love you too. Bye. I wear the pants in this family. We're going to the pit. Great rib place, South Side, Chicago. Well, South Side suburban Chicago. 95th and Roberts Road. It's actually on Roberts Road. Back to Royal Albert Hall. Okay, so what he's doing, it's a paradiddle around the kit. Okay? So, of course, a paradiddle, right, left, 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 and you can invert them, right, left, right, left, you know that. But this is a straight paradiddle, okay? Okay? So, okay? So what he's doing is, when he's doing the straight paradiddle there on the drums, the left hand stays on the snare drum, okay? The whole time. His right hand goes from the rack tom, snare drum, floor tom, snare, okay? So what he does is every double he does with the right hand is done on the snare drum, okay? Every single is done on the rack toms. Okay? I just want to make sure. You know, he does, this is sort of the genesis. I'm going to digress real fast. This is sort of the genesis, kind of the thing he does in Days Confused, as he started to do later on, like 1973, when you go back and you hear that. Okay, that I could demonstrate it again. I'll do that in another video again, although you can see it in an earlier video. But anyway, I digress. So what it is it's a 16th feel in a 3. Da-ga-da-ga-da-ga-da-ga-da-da. Okay? Da-ga-da-ga-da-ga-da-ga-da-ga. Okay? In a 3. So what he's doing here again is... Because he's doing it, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and of course the downbeat. So that fill occurs. It's like 4 chunks of 6, 8. So he's like. That's the fill I think he puts right before it. That would occur in the second bar of 6/8. And then there's 6/8 played, and then the last bar of 6/8 is this frickin' fill. Sorry. Okay? So he's doing a paradiddle around the kit. You can practice this pattern of just looping it. You don't have to fight to do it that way, because in the 1973 thing, when he does he actually does sort of an inverted paradiddle there, so I have to I'm used to doing that, so I got to make sure I don't mess that up. But anyway, so that's what he's doing, okay? All singles of the paradiddle, rack tom, floor tom, okay? Because it fits in, it's got to fit into the 6/8. The pattern actually starts on the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll go. That's 6. Okay. However he exactly sticks it. I think he goes. Before. But then in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Now I gotta tell you honestly, I'm gonna confess, I can't play this and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over the top. I just can't. I'm not Steve Smith or those dudes. So clearly. So but there's an added twist. He might. Because the way the drums are mic'd on that stage, it's very ambient sounding. You can really hear it sounds like the drums are in a separate room. He could just be going just the drums with his hands. think he is. Again, that pattern, remember it's a paradiddle. Okay? Just the doubles of the paradiddle with the right hand are played on the snare. Everything with the left hand is played on the snare. I got a little bit of this going on today too, so bear with me. So everything with the left hand is played on the snare. Only the doubles are played with the snare. Or with the right hand are played on the snare. Everything else is with the rack tom. Okay, now that we got that cleared up. But the way the actual fill goes is you'll start the fill on the 1. So hang on, bear with me here. Yeah, okay, so it's doubled up, I'm sorry. So it's not, you know what I mean? It's not, it's twice as fast. Okay, sorry, but those things elude me sometimes. So instead of, because otherwise the hi-hat would just go, people who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. I'm just not the best explainer. So, if you want to practice the pattern, put the hat on. But when he does it in the song, the fill, what I'm doing with my hands is twice as fast at the same beat. So, okay, that's why I'm malfunctioning. So, but I think the twist is what he does is Bonham is using. I'm not sure if he is. It's hard for me to tell. But I think he's throwing the bass drum, so as if he was going. Okay? See how, if you're doing that, it's like the feet are behaving the same way. Okay? So if you're doing like a double, if you had 2 bass drums and you're doing, it'd be like if this was the bass drum, except it's still in 16th fill. You're not going 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and you're going 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E. So this is 1E and a 1E, 2E, 3E, 1E and a 2E and a, you know what I'm saying? So I think the bastard, John Bonham, is doing that underneath this thing which is already sort of a pain in the butt with the paradox. Okay? So what happens is, it's hard to play. I mean, it's, I think it is. In a sense, then, what you're doing is you're doubling the bass drum. When you do the doubles on the snare, you're hitting the bass drum. So if I was going like if I was doing it without any of the rest of the drums, it'd be like. I'll put the head in. But it'd be twice as fast. I guess I should probably, if I had another camera here, I'd show you. So. Hang on. This gosh damn hi-hat thing is moving. So I think that's what he's doing. And it's not, something you just got to practice. And it's hard for me to play slow. See, I have to sort of jump up and play it fast. So what I think, in the end, what he's doing with his hands, I know this is unnecessary. What he's doing with his hands is the fill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Okay? But it's faster. Okay, now let me try putting the bass drum to that. So, not even be doing that. I think it sounds like he is. I mean, I hear underneath there. But it's entirely possible he's not. I mean, by the way the drums are mic'd, and with those drums, the floor tom kind of sounds like a bass drum. He could just be going. And remember, every time you'll see that when he does that, he cracks the left hand really hard, which is I don't really do. I'm sure that's what he is, I'll just tell you. I'll bet. I mean, he's doing that with his hands. It is a paradiddle. But whether or not he's putting in the... I should put the camera back here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Well, I need the floor tom, though. That's sort of a bummer. All right, well, this is turning out to be a little more difficile. Okay, here we go. This way you can see me attempting to do it. Of course, this is unnecessarily long. I'm sorry. So, again, right hand, hands. Okay, again, just with the hands. Okay, but now with the bass drum. I'll loop it. My problem right there is I can kind of half-ass do it faster, but it's hard for me to do it slower. So any good teacher will tell you, the one you got to do is slow it down and then practice it that way. I never have. I mean, clearly I will now, because that is a really cool pattern. Anyway, back to full time. So the fill from the whole chunk goes. Slow it down. Okay, can you see that? So essentially I'm going. So that is what he's doing. I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to see, and I'm playing it so spastically. So he's doing one of those two things, okay? I'm sure if you look at his hands, watch his hands. I know this is so geeky. But his hands are definitely doing the paradiddle around the drums. And that's just the length. Remember, it starts is 1, 2. It's in the length of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So it starts 1 here, 2 here, 2 here, and you're done. The right hand. Okay, but again, I think the bass drum's there. And then the whole thing with the other fill that I couldn't pull off before. Hopefully I can do it. Oh, hang on. I left the snare beat out. One more time. I'm an obsessive-compulsive person like probably the rest of you. got this. And with the fill, I'm such a mellowhead. Yeah, I'm telling you, the pattern I'm telling you is right. But and so that comes out to be, okay? One more time. The left and right going. Okay. So 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So okay, so and then over the top. So I gotta confess that I today, just for this video, I kind of did rush to sort of learn that bass drum part. I thought I'd do it cleaner, but again, so that's what it is. Okay. Bear with me. See, I'm hitting the bass drum is being hit at the same time as I'm hitting doubles with my right hand. I'm sorry, doubles with my left hand too. Any doubles with my hand. Okay, and that is what he is doing. I really do think the bass drum's in there because it really is full. It's very full and it kind of sounds naked without it. You baby? You home? Yeah. I'll be right up. You all right? Yeah! I'm a little spastic, frazzled, trying to make this video, but what can you do? I hope you enjoy it.